Good morning to you. I'm Shayla Reeves. This is CBSN Minnesota's Morning Update. Grab that coffee and let's get you up to speed on all your news and weather. Katie is joining us with what's in store on the weather front. More snow and then a little bit of bitter cold.
Yeah, bitter cold. You can say that again, Shayla. Goodness gracious. So we'll see a little bit of snow this morning. Here's a look at our Twin Cities forecast here. You can see about 19 degrees by noon. Then by 4 p.m. we're looking at 23 degrees. So here's the thing. We're expecting about 1 to 3 inches of snow. So keep that in mind. That's here in the Twin Cities. If you live up north, we're looking at about 3 to 5 inches. And I'll show you the radar here, because this is really interesting, and we're kind of going to nerd out weather-wise for just a minute here. But you can see we've got snow to the south, kind of making that circle. Do you see that circle, Shayla, around the Twin Cities? Yeah, so that is dry air. So this little circle right here is dry air at the surface. So what's happening is the snow is falling above us, just kind of like what you see, where the purple there, that's snow that's making its way to the ground. Well, in the Twin Cities, we've got that dry air, so the snow is actually evaporating before it gets here.
Wow.
So that's your little weather nerd update of the day. And here's a look at our latest model run. So you can see that purple's going to get a little darker around 9. We're going to see just light snowflakes falling in the next couple of hours, and then the heaviest stuff is going to come in the afternoon. So anytime afternoon, I would say noon to 2, that's probably where we're going to get the bulk of the snow, about 1 to 3 inches. It's not that big of a deal, but the reason that we have a winter weather advisory in effect is because potentially we could see some freezing rain on top of that. So that's why the National Weather Service put that advisory into place. Once we get through this, then all bets are off the table when it comes to warm weather, because here is a look at what your high temperatures are actually going to feel like the next couple of days. 2 below on Wednesday is what it's going to feel like at best. And then for the weekend, 7 below on Saturday, and then your big birthday, Shayla, we're going to celebrate with 7 below 0 as it feels like temperature for you.
Perfect for Minnesota.
I know, right?
Yes. Thank you so much, Katie. Now let's talk about this. Would you trade lives with a stranger in another part of the world for a couple of weeks? That's exactly the adventure 2 young women will embark on tomorrow. Grace Gagnon flies out of Boston tomorrow to trade keys with another young woman in England. It turns out Flo Patterson will stay in Grace's place on the East Coast. How did these 2 strangers connect? They think TikTok. Grace was inspired by the movie The Holiday and asked if anyone was interested in swapping places. Now the 2 are preparing adventures for each other. This morning, we want to know, would you ever do something like this? Would you swap homes with a stranger for a few weeks? Where would you want to go? Those watching on Facebook, leave a comment here and we'll read through a few of those in just a moment. A multi-million-dollar lakefront mansion on Lake Minnetonka went up in flames overnight. This fire started just before midnight. The home is located in a neighborhood directly next to Lafayette Country Club. Police are investigating this fire as a criminal matter because there were reports of an individual holding a gas can and candles. We're told a person with a mental health issue called to report the fire. 2 people were taken to the hospital and are expected to survive their injuries. Fortunately, no one died. New guidance this morning for people who get sick with COVID. You may not need to quarantine as long. The CDC says those who test positive can leave isolation after 5 days instead of 10. Health leaders say they changed the guidance because there's more evidence the virus is most infectious 2 days before and 3 days after those symptoms start. This news comes as Minnesota records its 1 millionth COVID case of the pandemic. The count is close, but not quite as high as Wisconsin.
About 11 a.m. when the doors open, I'd say that line was probably almost 100 people deep.
As cases grow, so does the demand for testing, especially after the holiday weekend. The state's testing sites have expanded hours through the holidays to accommodate the crowds, but still expect those long lines. You can order free saliva tests online, but they take a little bit longer to arrive in the mail. Many pharmacies also sell tests, but the prices vary. Holiday travel headaches linger into a 5th day as Omicron and storms disrupt flights. Airline tracker FlightAware shows at least 500 flights canceled again today. We're saying at least 25 of those flights are at MSP Airport. Airlines say sicknesses have caused crew shortages and thousands of delays. Target Field is a massive hockey rink this week as the NHL's Winter Classic comes to town. It's an event fans and professional baseball and hockey players are excited about.
skate on the rink where I played first base. I think that to me sums it kind of all up is being out there. You never thought something like that would happen.
I'm with Justin Morneau.
That was former Twins first baseman Justin Morneau and former Wild defenseman Mark Parrish talking with our special Winter Classic correspondent Carly Zucker. You can catch this story tonight coming up at 5. Apple stores in the New York City area are temporarily closed to in-person shoppers due to rising COVID-19 cases. Apple says it will still let customers place orders online and pick them up at the stores. Bloomberg reports stores have also been temporarily closed in D.C., Ohio, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. No word when those stores will reopen. The Powerball jackpot is growing after no winner last night. We saw plenty of people buying tickets at the gas station in New Brighton, hoping for a late Christmas gift. The next shot at the prize is tomorrow, with $440 million up for grabs. The Gophers football team takes on West Virginia tonight in Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Arizona. The bowl game takes place in Phoenix and kicks off at 9:15 p.m. The Gophers finished 8-4 on the season. This is the third bowl game for the Gophers under head coach PJ Flack. We're having some tech issues this morning, so we can't see your comments, but we will try again tomorrow. That's your morning update from CBSN Minnesota, your only local streaming news source. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at the same time tomorrow.